Welcome, curious minds, to a tale of darkness lurking in the most unexpected places. Cary Stayner was born on August 13, 1961, in Merced, California. He was part of a family that experienced a series of tragic events, including the abduction and murder of his younger brother, Stephen Stayner, by another kidnapper when Cary was just 11 years old. This traumatic experience would later have a profound impact on his own criminal actions. In February 1999, Carol Sund, her teenage daughter Julie Sund, and their Argentine friend Silvina Palazzo embarked on a vacation to Yosemite National Park. They checked into the Cedar Lodge just outside the park, unaware that their paths would tragically intersect with Cary Stayner. On the evening of February 15, 1999, Stayner entered their hotel room at the Cedar Lodge. Armed with a knife, he took the three women hostage. Over the course of several days, he subjected them to unspeakable acts of violence and terror before ultimately murdering them. Stayner later disposed of the bodies in a remote area of the park, where they were discovered a month later, raising alarm and launching a massive manhunt for the killer. Cary Stayner's capture and confession came as a result of his own paranoia. He noticed a large-scale search operation underway in the park and believed he was being pursued. Fearing capture, he decided to go to a local church and confess his crimes to a priest. The priest immediately contacted the authorities, leading to Stayner's arrest on July 21, 1999. During his trial, Stayner's defense argued that his traumatic childhood experiences, including the kidnapping of his brother, had deeply affected his mental state. Despite this, he was found competent to stand trial. In 2002, Cary Stayner was convicted of the murders of Carol Sund, Julie Sund, and Silvina Palazzo. He was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Cary Stayner was born in Merced, California, into a family that would experience unimaginable tragedy. When he was just 11 years old in 1972, his younger brother, Stephen Stayner, was kidnapped by child molester Kenneth Parnell. This traumatic event had a profound and lasting impact on Cary Stayner's life. The abduction of Stephen Stayner became a national news story, and he was missing for a total of 7 years. During this time, Cary Stayner's family suffered greatly, and the loss of his brother affected him deeply. As an adult, Cary Stayner worked various jobs, including a stint as a handyman and caretaker at the Cedar Lodge, a motel located just outside Yosemite National Park in El Portal, California. This job would become a chilling backdrop for his later crimes. In February 1999, Stayner committed a series of gruesome murders that would shock the nation. He abducted Carol Sund, her daughter Julie Sund, and their friend Silvina Palazzo while they were vacationing at the Cedar Lodge. Over several days, he subjected them to unspeakable horrors before murdering them. Stayner later disposed of their bodies in a remote area of Yosemite National Park. Stayner's arrest came as a result of his own paranoia. Believing he was being pursued by authorities, he confessed his crimes to a priest at a local church. The priest immediately contacted law enforcement, leading to Stayner's arrest in July 1999. During his trial, Stayner's defense argued that his traumatic childhood experiences, particularly the abduction of his brother, had deeply affected his mental state. Despite this argument, he was found competent to stand trial. In 2002, Cary Stayner was convicted of the murders of Carol Sund, Julie Sund, and Silvina Palazzo. He received 3 consecutive life sentences without the possibility of parole. Stayner is currently incarcerated in a California state prison, where he will spend the rest of his life. Cary Stayner, the man behind the Yosemite murders, is a figure of both horror and intrigue. Are some intriguing and chilling facts about him. Cary Stayner's early life was marked by extreme trauma, particularly the kidnapping of his younger brother, Stephen Stayner, when Cary was just 11 years old. Stephen was held captive by Kenneth Parnell for 7 years before managing to escape. Cary's childhood was forever scarred by this traumatic event. Cary's brother, Stephen Stayner, became a national sensation when he returned home after his long abduction. His story was later the basis for the book and television movie titled, I Know My First Name is Stephen. Cary Stayner's crimes would later cast a dark shadow over the family's history. Cary Stayner's job as a handyman and caretaker at the Cedar Lodge, motel near Yosemite National Park, gave him access to potential victims and a chilling backdrop for his crimes. It was at this location that he committed his most notorious murders. Stayner's murderous spree included the abduction and murder of 3 women, Carol Sund, Julie Sund, and Silvina Palazzo. The brutality of these crimes shocked the nation and highlighted the vulnerability of tourists in national parks. Stayner's capture was a result of his own paranoia. He believed he was being pursued by law enforcement and confessed his crimes to a priest at a local church. The priest promptly contacted the authorities, leading to Stayner's arrest. Despite his traumatic past and the argument that his mental state was severely affected by his childhood experiences, Stayner was found competent to stand trial. His defense was unable to prevent his conviction. Cary Stayner is currently serving 3 consecutive life sentences in a California state prison without the possibility of parole. He will never be released from prison for his heinous crimes. Stayner's crimes had a significant impact on national parks and tourism safety. It prompted increased security measures and awareness about the potential dangers faced by visitors in seemingly idyllic natural settings. Until our paths cross again, may you navigate the complexities of the human psyche with caution.